Alright, got another battle. Okay, so this is the last one before I started doing these little test matches to see what the hell was wrong with my team, even though I think with all the matches I've done and you poor people having to see exactly the same fucking team like 17 times, it's probably fairly evident by now where the main problems lie. Anyway, this is a battle against a bloke called Metalhead, and he has a pretty low tier team for OU, which is nice to see. It's a refreshing sight, you know? So he's got Typhlosion, a Rhyperia, Drapion, Feraligatr, Virizion, and Hydreigon. So, it should be interesting to see how my team copes with the lower tier threats, because the main problem whenever you make an OU team is that if you build it to counter OU teams, it's not built in the slightest to counter lower tier crap. That's always the problem everyone finds, which is kind of why I err towards lower tier stuff as is, because it sort of gives me, you know, a bit more of a knowledge towards what the hell they do. Anyway, he's going to Stealth Rocks, or set up Stealth Rocks as our Trick Room, then I'm going to set up my Stealth Rocks. He's got Fire Fang on his Rhyperia, which was interesting, I suppose. Not really sure why you'd run it. I think Fire Blast is probably more powerful whichever way you look at it, which is quite funny. Although you do have to run max special attack, or 92 special attack is what I run on my Rhyperia, to really get anywhere. But, yeah, well. So I'm going to switch into Starmie. He's going to burn me with this Fire Fang, which is kind of a kick in the nuts, because I think it's, what, like a 5% chance to burn? So that's not very fun at all, but still. Starmie is here now, however, with Trick Room up, he's actually going to outspeed. So, I'm not entirely sure I wanted to do that. And he actually stays in and goes for the EQ, which surprised the living fuck out of me. Because I thought he was going to switch for sure. Because, you know, with Trick Room up, I figured he would think, oh, it must be a really slow Starmie. But now, I'm going to go into my Rhyperia. I'm going to go for an SD, I guess, predicting him to switch again. But no, he's going to go for another EQ. And it doesn't kill me, but it does a crap ton, and then Trick Room runs out. So I am a complete twat. I've sacked my Starmie for no obvious reason. I SD'd when I could have EQ'd and done a nice chunk of damage. So, I am really on the back foot now. I only have one Trick Room left, so this isn't exactly looking great. So I'm going to go into Tangrowth, because Tangrowth can sponge anything. I don't care if it has Fire Fang. Tangrowth will not give a shit. It will sit there and sponge that all day. So, he's going to switch out, and he's going to go into his Drapion, which isn't too bad. I mean, what is it going to do, really? Set up Toxic Spikes? Yeah, because Terry gives a shit about that. I go for a Stun Spore and I miss, which isn't too much of a problem. I mean, again, there is nothing he can do. I think he shows he has Cross Poison, but I think it's I think Cross Poison might be the one that does Toxic Poison, but I don't see why you'd bother running it. You may as well run, like, Venoshock or something, but I suppose if it's a Drapion, yeah. Still, I do eventually paralyze him, and then I set up my Leech Seed on him. He does show the Cross Poison there. While Tangrowth did not care in the slightest about the Cross Poison, getting Toxic would suck, but I am going to take my time to set up a Reflect. He is going to go for a Fire Fang on me for no apparent reason. I mean, Cross Poison is more powerful, I think, or either that or it's the same power. It's Stab, has a chance to Toxic Poison, so why? I don't know. Still, he went for it. He has Rocky Helmet on his Drapion. Now he goes for his second layer of Toxic Spikes. I guess I was cocking about so that he'd set up 2 layers. So he wouldn't have a layer up when I went into Swalot and then set up another one while I was sitting there. So that's generally why I knobbed about a bit. It was risky, because if he Toxic Poison Tangrowth, that would suck. But now I'll go into Terry, get rid of all layers of Toxic Spikes. He's going to switch out. He's going to go into his Typhlosion. I figure he doesn't have Eruption because, well, I don't think he's going to go for it, because Stealth Rocks just knocked him down by a quarter, so he isn't exactly going to be doing very much. So, I'm just going to scout, really. I mean, I don't think there's anything to do. However, he shows he has Extra Sensory, which is an interesting move to have on a Typhlosion, and I didn't really see that coming. However, my Sludge Bomb pulls a crit poison right there. So, his Typhlosion is, yeah, it's dead. For free. Go Terry! See, Terry doesn't care about extra sensories or any of that luck. He's going to bring in Rhyperia here, and while I could stay in an Ice Beam, he doesn't exactly seem to be playing the prediction game, so, you know, I don't really want to risk it, and I know Tangrowth can wall it 4 days, so why fuck around? I mean, okay, yeah, he's got Fire Fang, and I still don't know why he has Fire Fang on 2 of his guys. It's such a weak attack, really. But, oh well. To each their own. So I go Stun Sport on his Rhyperia, slow it down. He's gonna Fire Fang me. It does, what, about 100? So, again, not bothered. And I could Leech Seed, and Rhyperia has so much health, I'm gonna get all of that back. I am just going to set up a Reflect, though, because, again, I can wall him even more. I can just crush him into the ground with this Tangrowth. It's that damn good. And, what is he going to do now? Because there isn't exactly much he can do. I mean, he can sit there Fire Fanging while I set up on him, but there's not much point. I'm going to go into my Rhyperia thinking I'll be okay and that he, keep going for Fire Fang. However, he pulls a Hammer Arm there, which scared the crap out of me, but he misses, which is so good. And now I rectify my old fucking mistake, and I EQ. It doesn't do much, but I at least rectify my old mistake. And Hammer Arm misses again, which... that's just evil, really. It wasn't necessary in the slightest. But I should have died 2 turns ago, so... I just go SD because I figured I'd let him kill me because it's starting to get a bit stupid now. He Hammer Arms, I die. There you go. I mean, I was kind of debating EQ or Ice Beam, but with Solid Rock, Ice Beam wouldn't have any boost on it, whereas EQ would at least have Stab. So that's kind of what made me go EQ there. But now I'm going to bring in Terry, and I'm confident an Ice Beam will take it out. Because Terry's a champ, and Rhyperia, let's face it, has got pretty pitiful special defense. However, he's going to go into Drapion. I hit the Drapion, and that's a, safe 2-hit KO. God damn. So that's gone well. There goes the Drapion. There goes any threat of Toxic Spikes whatsoever. Terry has done his job damn well, because he's Terry, and he doesn't give a shit about anything. However, he is going to bring in Feraligatr here, and I am kind of worried about the fact that it can hit so goddamn hard. However, with the benefit of Trick Room, if he goes DD, I can outspeed him with anything I choose. So, it's a pain, for sure, however, it shouldn't factor in too badly. Although, as you will see, he has a very, very weird Feraligatr set. Basically, it's mixed. However, in my not-so-expert opinion, he has the wrong move to be running on the special side. Anyway, you'll see. So I've Trick Roomed, I've gotten, I think, what was that, Stealth Rocks up? He's going to keep DDing. I don't know why, because he's just making himself slower, and Gyro Ball is going to keep doing more and more. However, I think after his +2... I reached the peak of I was only going to be doing about a quarter to the Feraligatr. So I keep going Gyro Ball, knocking him down, and he goes Ice Punch. And I'm thinking, okay, why don't you go Waterfall? What are you doing? I'm assuming he has Waterfall, and I was planning on letting him kill me so I could go into Emboar, Hammer Arm, Head Smash, whatever the hell took my fancy, I'd kill him. However, I'm going to keep going Gyro Ball, and he goes EQ. So I'm thinking, what, are you trying to predict me to do something else? Are you predicting me to switch out? Or what are you trying to gain here? And I go Gyro Ball again. And he shows he has Hydro Pump. It's an interesting idea, because if you go DD, everyone's going to assume you're physical, so having Hydro Pump to hit on the special side is very smart. However, you don't want to move your one stab move over to, the other side of your spectrum, because you're not getting the DD boost off of it, so you can't hit massive damage. All right, it's all well and good putting Hydro Pump on the special side to hit physical walls, hard. However, even at +3, Waterfall is going to do far more than Hydro Pump ever would. So I'm not going to argue with the guy, and I like the fact he tried to show some initiative and think it through a bit better, but I wouldn't. Even in my most retarded state of making stupid pokes, yeah, I wouldn't run Hydro Pump on a DD set. I mean, on things like Salament's fine, but that's as a coverage move. You know, you run Fire Blast or Hydro Pump on a DD set any day of the week. But you don't run, like, Draco Meteor on it unless you have Draco and then a physical Dragon move. That's kind of how it goes. Still, he's going to bring in Rhyperior here, and he is actually going to outspeed me. However, I do think I would take the Fire Fang. I mean, I wouldn't like it, and it would probably kill, but I think I'd be okay. He is going to go for the Fire Fang, and I barely live, and I can go for a Trick Room again. And basically, the reason I did that was because I was worried that Trick Room might not go down in time, and he would outspeed my entire team. I just go for a Gyro Ball there to get a bit of damage off on it. I would rather have the Trick Room down at this point than up, so the Rhyperior can't wreak havoc on my team. Although, again, Tangrowth walls it to oblivion, so not that much of a biggie. However, I'm just going to bring an Emboar. I do have the Hammer Arm to hit it with, so it ain't too bad. And I am going to outspeed now that Trick Room is gone. I mean, you know, there's nothing that Rhyperior can really do. I mean, even Tangrowth could sit there and Leech Seed stall it to death, so no worries on that one. However, I do recall... No, I hit him with the Hammer. Okay, so down goes the Rhyperior. That's gone well. Although I am slower now, so that's a bit of a problem. And I believe he has even shown... Yeah, he's bringing out the Virizion now. I don't even think I've seen the Hydreigon yet, so not entirely sure what's going on with that. But now that he has Virizion out, I'm feeling pretty confident to go into Terry, because Terry should sponge anything it wants to go for. However, the close combat does a pretty... well... It's a 2-hit KO from half health, so Terry still took it well, but not well enough, and that's what I'm starting to see as a problem with Terry. It can't sponge the hits well enough to the point where it can wall them consistently. If it's below half health, then it really is a problem area. And I have changed one thing. I haven't changed the spread, I've only changed one move, but it might help. Still, seeing him go for close combat, I'm confident I can go into Tangrowth. He is still doing a lot to Tangrowth mine, so I'm thinking maybe he's Banded, which is an interesting set, because a lot of people run Special Virizion. And, I just Stun Spore, slow him down, set up my Reflect. You guys know the drill, you've seen it all before. I'm just sort of setting it up so that, I can go into my Emboar and I can, you know, fuck his day up. I should be okay. So I'm going to switch out, I'm going to go into Emboar now with the Reflect up. I ain't going to like it, but I can take it. However, he is going to switch out and go into his Hydreigon. Now, this is where it gets a bit iffy. Because while I do have special defense investment, Hydreigon's a Hydreigon, okay? Emboar is not a special defensive wall. It never will be. So I'm going to switch back into Tangrowth to see what he wants to do. He goes Dragon Pulse, which pretty much means I reckon Emboar can take one with the investment I have. Again, I ain't going to like it, but that's what I was hoping for. So he's going to go for it, and I'm going down, and I do live, and I do hit him with the Hammer Arm, and that's going to be it. I'm going to Flare Blitz the Virizion. In my mind, it was a draw, because Recoil takes me out. But I think, well, the game calls it I win, because I made the last move, but I'd call it a draw. So, good game. I think his name was Metalhead. Yeah, thanks for playing, thanks for watching, you know the drill. I got more battles coming up, and the next series of battles will be my test matches, where I start making some changes. Thanks for watching, peace.